DIY.
Man, what felt like so far away when it first got announced, it being the Let God Sort 'Em Out album by the Clipse. Here we are today, officially on the day of this recording. It is 7-Eleven Day. I am not talking about 7-Eleven Slushy Day. This is Clipse Day. Merry Clipsmas. Merry Clipsmas. So last night I had an opportunity. Thank you so much for that super chat, Nisa. Last night I had the opportunity to do a full recording or a full live stream reacting to this phenomenal masterpiece of an album with my guy, the company man. He even talked to Malice on the phone while we were live. We'll save that for when that video finally goes live, because right now it's going through some copyright issues. You know how it is with YouTube. They can get a little bit crazy depending on the distributors. I don't care. Today I'm doing this for the love. I don't need the compensation from the video. This is just great music. And man, I want to start off here though. Before we get into all of these videos, this is going to be a Clipse marathon without a doubt. I made this tweet as I was as I was leaving a doctor's appointment this morning, and I was driving around listening to the music in the car, giving it the car test. It just dawned on me. I was like, I gave very little thought to the idea that a 48 and 52-year-old rap duo, unheard of in our genre, and maybe very commonplace if you like rock and other genres, alongside a 52-year-old producer in a genre that seems to be at times obsessed with ageism, that seems to be obsessed with, even older rappers who are obsessed with ageism. In an era like that, a 48-year-old and a 52-year-old rap duo alongside a 52-year-old producer just dropped a contender, if not the hip hop album of the year in 2025. Do you understand how rare that is? And they did it not chasing trends or chasing sounds or trying to figure out how to go viral on TikTok. They didn't reheat cold fries like my guy Read My Soul says, basically meaning they didn't take their old sound and say, we still got that old Clip sound. This one ain't called grinding. It's called working. They didn't do that. They led with honesty, and they sonically evolved. Every single one of them sonically evolved. I don't think people understand, and this is where I feel like I have to give this perspective. As an artist myself of 20 years, it is challenging for you yourself as a solo artist to hold on to your signature sound, evolve it, and still make it a conversation that people would see as relevant around you, right? Because sounds change all the time, energy changes all the time. So not only do that, but to have that kind of chemistry with someone like your brother, right? And Malice is the one that's 52. To take 14 plus years off and then get back right here, and the music sound like y'all haven't taken a day off. This sounds like it doesn't sound like it has much. It has not lost any kind of cleanliness from like the Mr. Me Too era. He'll Have No Fury. Like this is still prime Clipse. They did that because they led with honesty and they sonically evolved all of them. Pharrell did that too without Chad. There's a lot of things stacked up against this project. For us to get the project we got, you could tell by the release in the music how much of a journey this was. I said, please don't let that get overlooked. So let me start off with that. I want to give flowers and roses to all three of these dudes. It is not easy. It is not easy. It's easy to take for granted. It is not easy. As I was talking to Justin last night, I realized when I was younger, Pusha T was my favorite rapper in the group, right? Not to say that one is better than the other. It was just my favorite when I was younger. I liked the fact that he had an energy that was like, hey, bro, like, hey, man, you kind of crazy, bro. I kind of like that, man. I kind of see a little bit of myself in what you saying right now. Well, not the Coke bars, but you get what I'm saying. But the older I am now, the more that Malice's words and bars are resonating in a very different way. Here's some that definitely grabbed my attention. I want to see, did I highlight this here? Oh, yes. This one is on a song called POV, a lot of y'all favorites. Malice said, Just to think I built a rap career off of OZ. I'm watching new niggas rap just to OD. If I didn't give you both sides, I wouldn't be me. I was the only one to walk away and really be free. As far as I'm concerned, I do really be he. I can open up my closet with a skeleton key. Skeletons in your closet, skeleton key. If I lie to myself, I can sell it to me. I done sung along with rappers I never believed. Came back for the money, that's the devil in me. Had to hide it from the church, that's the Jekyll in me. Jekyll and Hyde, come on, bro.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
A theme that you're gonna see get repeated over and over again in this marathon stream is that this is the prime example of how you age like fine wine in hip hop. I think that there's been a lot of OGs that have given us very classic albums like Nas. This era of Nas he's another one that's been showing out at this stage of his career. But that's not the story for every artist who gets in it. We see how much of a criticism a Will Smith gets because there's it's like you're unaware of where you're missing it's like you're missing the target and you're unaware of that. And it's like, how could you we have questions. But they're setting a prime example of how you do that. A lot of that has to do with authenticity. And then also, too, being like childish in terms of like your risk taking. Still having that childish curiosity. They're going to talk about it and they're going to kind of break it down because I'm very fascinated about that. As a rapper myself at 40, I'm very fascinated how they have evolved the same way that a Martin Scorsese evolves with age. The same way that an author evolves book by book. They figured it out. Malice also says here in So Far Ahead, man, one of my, if not my favorite song right now, he said, no mistaking me for the Reverend, ushering the money, my confession. Ushering the usher in the church, ushering my money, my confession. How your pastor whip a Rolls Royce. That was me pre 9/11. Look at me post Armageddon, walking with my dog. I am legend. Speaking of Will Smith, the grass is greener on each side. I done been both Mason Bethis.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
There's more bars. I'm just highlighting these because these are the ones that after only like 4 listens of the full project, I'm still digesting. Pusha T has a collection of them I want to go back through, but I wanted to make sure, since I know Pusha T's been doing the majority of like the press and the conversation, I wanted to highlight what Malice is doing because I'm really relating to Malice at this stage in my life in a very different way. Man, shout out to my dog, Sucoo. They had some features, didn't they, on this project? Everybody was talking about Kendrick, and rightfully so, but damn it, they didn't miss with these damn features. Sucoo talks about a line that some people might have missed. I missed parts of this too. With Kendrick Lamar on Chains and Whips. Man, listen to this breakdown because he's as in awe as I am.
The last line in that Kendrick Lamar verse was unnecessary. He knows it. He knows it. That was completely unnecessary because you already killed it with the alliteration of gin and juice, gin and tonic, Geneva Convention, Genevieve, wave on finger, these niggas fall, the niggas is Jenga, genification, all of that ginning. But why did you say God gave me light, a good year full of free will?
God gave me light, a good year full of free will. Slow it down.
That was unnecessary. That was an unnecessary double. That it didn't have to be there. Okay, God gave me light, a good year full of free will. A good year full of free will. A good year full of free will. That means the wheel is free. He can go anywhere. The Goodyear tire wheel is free. He can go wherever the fuck he want. And then he said, told me not to spare your life. Unnecessary. Listening to music at night versus the daytime is different. At nighttime is for the sonics. I believe, yeah, at night it's for the sonics, how the beats sound, how they make you feel. But daytime is for breaking down lyrics and listening to this shit because they all went crazy.
That was me for sure this morning. This morning, I was me. I started listening back and I said, he didn't just say what I think he said. I heard one line. Wait a minute. Did he say something else? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me rewind that. That is crazy.
That POV song is still insane. That might be the best song on the whole shit.
Speaking of which, he even breaks down another feature on here, Tyler. Tyler, man, Tyler showed out. Like, I'm proud to say that I've seen, you know, Tyler's growth from the early Odd Future days, and I just watched, because sonically what he was doing with the music behind him, plus what he was doing as an artist, was very interesting. But you never knew if he was going to go the route of just being, you know, I guess along the same tree of like a Kanye West, of it's creativity driven more than it is lyrically driven. But what he did here lets you know that look, Tyler is a student of the game. Peep this out. Sucoo had another breakdown for this.
This man got on that record and said, my nigga Push keep Dirty White moving like mosh pits. My nigga Push keep Dirty White moving like, first of all, my nigga Push keep Dirty White moving like mosh pits.
My nigga Push a T, keep Dirty White moving. Dirty White, alluding to that white girl, the cocaine. Move Dirty White like mosh pits. It's a lot of movement in them mosh pits.
All right, my nigga Push keep Dirty White moving like, you see what he did? My nigga Push. Are you seeing what I'm saying? My nigga Push keep Dirty White moving like mosh pits.
What?
My nigga Push keep Dirty White moving like mosh pits.
And the crazy part about it is, even if your school's failed you, even if your school failed you, there's still enough in terms of like the very surface level bars that you're getting. There's still enough enjoyment to be like, I know that's something, even if I don't know it's something. And you don't need a dictionary for it to be witty. You don't hear that? You don't need a definition. A dictionary for it to be witty. I'm sorry, continue.
Are you seeing the double? Are you seeing the double?
We see it.
Oh my God. Tyler? They watching. I'm like a white bitch the way I pop shit. Self-explanatory, that one right there. I need God to play the lead role in my biopic. Yeah, pop your shit, Tyler. Curse to the zeros when you become the devil or the tap dancing Negro. Damn. Oh, Tyler the creator? Tyler the fucking creator? Also, what the hell was going on with Pharrell? What was going on in his mind? This man got...
Yeah. I thought Dirty White was the white people in the mosh pits. I mean, that's another layer. But see, this is the fun that you get when this is fun for some of us. I understand for some people, stupid people. I understand for some people, it's stupid people, dumbasses. I understand for some people, this is not enjoying. You know why it's not in fun? It's like watching two people have an inside joke and you wasn't privy to it. They cracking up, they having a good ass time, and you like, that shit not even funny. What does it mean? That shit not even funny. It's stupid. I know what that feel like. It's like watching two of my homies talk about like car parts, and I'll be like, that's how y'all be. It's okay. It's okay. Some of us find enjoyment in this. But yeah, that's the beauty of it, is that you could think that this line was talking about, he said, I thought it was dirty white people in the mosh pit. It could be that, or it could be dirty white tees moving dirty white. You see a lot of dirt be kicking up, but that's the fun, is look, like, I don't know how the same generation can love escape rooms. You love going to escape rooms, but when it comes to music, that's where you draw the line. I'm sick of you.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
How can the same generation that loves escape rooms say, nah, that kind of a mystery? I'll tap out there. Not in my music. You love escape rooms. Regardless. Let's keep it moving. All right, next one up, man. Beamer did a video right here where he's breaking down the rollout. Can we talk a little bit about the rollout, since now we finally got to the project and we know that it delivered? It would have hurt my feelings, and I knew I didn't have to worry about that. It would have hurt my feelings if this album would have been like, okay. I still would have been like, this is a win, salute. But if it would have been just okay, it'd have hurt my feelings. I'd have been like, damn, that was a whole lot of energy for a movie that was decent. but the album surpassed it. And even the way that I feel about the album last night, which was already sitting high on it, this morning with fresh ears in the car, I said, oh, whoa. Yeah, it's a whole lot of replay value. Your folks now, it's really a whole lot of replay value. With that said, though, Bimma breaks this down. Check out what he says in terms of the rollout, and then also we're gonna go to the homegirl Elsie, not Elise, on the same topic of the rollout. Oops, my bad.
It's not a masterclass. It's not a case study either. This is a capstone, a definitive cultural thesis, the kind that will be dissected in boardrooms, agencies, and yes, even Harvard Business School. Clipse is indeed the last of a dying breed. In a culture obsessed with speed, Clipse move with precision. In a system built on gimmicks, they chose intention. No burner accounts.
Then the church go, hey, man.
No TikToks, no challenges, no AI influencers, no phantom views, no shortcuts. Conviction. This is a product that was slow cooked, not microwave. At the heart of this is one very clear strategy. Craft still matters. And Clipse made sure every move honored that truth. They sat with real journalists in an era where artists don't even sit for interviews.
I just can't wait when the dust settles from this run. And then the next run, and I just want us to be able to pick out the next artist that looks at this. That artist right now is like 44, 45, might even be older than that. Wait till you see them try to emulate this run and it don't work the same way because they forgot the most important ingredient, the fucking music.
Somebody gonna have to
Watch.
tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell
Remember I said this, put a pin in it. 7-Eleven day, I put a pin in it. You're going to see somebody go on a run where they just talking, but they keep messing up. The music ain't good, and they're not good talkers. They're not good orators. They're not good speakers. Like, they're skilled on so many levels. But watch. Somebody's going to emulate this. They're going to be on every podcast you can think of, and they're going to do the streamers, and they're going to mess up the formula. You need a primo product, Chico.
They collaborated with Carhartt and Adidas because the materials matched the mission. Now, when faced with censorship, they paid 7 figures to get out of their deal with Def Jam to release a Kendrick Lamar verse intact. And
I want to challenge that. Not because it's not cemented in fact, because they spoke on it, but I wonder if, I don't think that's the only reason. I think that narrative is going to change over time. The narrative that they only bought that deal out for the feature. I think that feature was high on the priority list, right? You got to get this Kendrick feature. I'm not going to let you censor my music, but I do also feel like you pay those 7 figures to get out of that deal because you know somebody understands what it is that you're trying to do. And I, you know what, today, I'm not even going to hold no punches about it because I know some folks in here be feeling a certain way when I bring up Jay-Z's name. Fuck y'all. Look at what Jay-Z's done in the last year. From the Super Bowl, I know Rock Nation is underneath all kind of weird-ass heat. Look at what he's done for hip-hop in the last year. With bringing an artist like Kendrick Lamar to be on the Super Bowl halftime. With him, of course, being at the head of Rock Nation and giving this type of a rollout to Clipse, he didn't go barge his way into a feature, which he could have obviously did. But now he's created an environment where rappers like that have a space to exist. Thank you. Thank you, Jay-Z. This rollout looks like this because it looks very familiar. It looks like a Jay-Z rollout. With that said, it prepares him to now have an album that comes out. So I do think it was on the priority list, but I also think that somewhere the picture was painted. I don't know if it was to Pusha T or whoever painted it, that, I don't think Def Jam is going to give this the run that it deserves. We need to go somewhere where they get it and they want to plan with us. That's all I'm going to say. But continue.
And they close it all out at Tiny Desk, one of the last platforms that actually cares about music. Now, if this is culturally inappropriate, then I damn sure don't want to be right. In a time where everything is optimized for clicks, clout, and vibes, Clipse drop something that's human-made. And that's the type of product that will always be in popular demand. Yo, collab cousins, who will have the better rollout, Clipse or the Jack Boys?
Nah, you just being messy. Oh, you just being messy, Beam. You just being messy. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You being messy. Why you being messy like that? You ain't nobody checking for no damn jack boys unless they 15 and younger. I'm just playing. Elsie, what's up, Elsie? Always dropping gems, always great content. She dropped this video today, kind of expanding upon a little bit of the same topic about their rollout, but then a little bit more details that we didn't cover. Peep this out.
This week is a special week for all lovers of rap music because we're getting the long-awaited Clipse album, Let God Sort 'Em Out.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Ballerinas.
Before this album drops, I really wanted to talk about how this album rollout has been incredible and how I feel like it's the standard for what an album rollout should look like in 2025. With this rollout, I feel like Clipse has successfully pulled off what a lot of artists struggle with these days, and that is creating genuine and sustained hype. I've always said attention is very cheap in today's climate. You can literally go viral for anything. But to
Hello. So many artists, yeah, baby teethers, yeah, pretty much. So many folks have issues trying to figure out how to stay in the memories of people who don't even buy music. Like, imagine that. You are so lost in your marketing campaign that you're trying to stay in the memory banks of an audience that doesn't even buy music, because their idea of music is that music is not worth anything. It is something you put on the background. It's something that they don't want to engage any deeper than they engage their iPhone, engage their Netflix, engage their computer. It's just something that's in the background. It should be free in their opinion. You're doing all that is crazy attention grabbing for them. But if you want an audience that will show up and buy vinyl, buy CD, not even with the intent of playing it, just with the intent of having it in their collection, you got to do something different with that audience. That's typically a more mature audience. And that's just not by age, that's by maturity of taste. Those folks will sit down with a 1 hour podcast if you're talking about something. And more importantly, if you have a product worth talking about. You know, I gave a lot of hell to some of these journalists who, you know, asked questions that weren't about the music. But then I thought about how many artists weren't about the music their damn self. Hello. Ain't they fault.
sustain that excitement and keep people talking for months about an album that's not even here yet, that is not common anymore. I love the fact that they tapped into traditional press for this rollout and were very strategic with the people that they chose to sit down with, but still kept it very rooted in rap culture.
16,000 square.
Let me let you know how happy I was when I got the digital download of this project and this original was in there. The part 2 is fire. I've learned to love it. But this is the one. That's my baby. This song was my baby. That's my baby. Like, yeah, you kind of look like my baby, but this is my baby right here. I love the original sample.
8 million up there, 2 million down here.
Every step has just felt super calculated. From premiering music on Funk Flex to dropping an entire music video on X, even down to the interviews and the leaks, every move has added to the lore of this album.
Thank you for saying that. So I didn't mention it because I wasn't trying to get anybody to even feel inspired or be informed to go get the leak. There was a leak that happened. But don't you love how every single thing that happened that looked like a mistake or looked like a setback in the rollout ended up being to their advantage? Think about it. The Chains and Whips verse that got leaked, which I told you that damn thing didn't get leaked. Even Pusha T confirmed it. It didn't get leaked. They knew folks had cell phones in there. You love how it strategically all ended at the same part of the verse? You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't leak. That was part of the rollout. But it worked to their advantage, even though people thought like, oh no, they're leaking stuff. Then the album actually got leaked, and then it left people who had no intent of listening to it. They're just pro Drake, pro Travis Scott people who want to hate on anything that sounds like anything like this. They start promoting the project without even thinking about it by promoting the leak. You're helping to promote the project that you don't like. Instead of promoting, what did I miss? I continue. Every single thing that felt like a mistake ended up working to their advantage. Crazy how that works, huh? It must be some alignment with God. They must be on the right. God must got them. He like, don't even worry about these crazy people. I got y'all.
Which in turn has started conversations every single time. I also love how the fashion choices and the collabs with major fashion houses has really added to the tangible feel of this project, especially in a time where most artists' rollouts start and end on social media.
God sorted it out. Jamil, I know that's right.
Somebody
Yeah, God sorted them out.
I'm gonna tell it.
Ain't that crazy? God sorted them out. Don't worry about it. It's spiritual. Bought the lyrics. What did we say in the same thing? While all of this madness was going on, we said the same thing about Kendrick, didn't we? It said it's spiritual. This is music intended to feed the people, man. This is music intended to feed the people. It's talking to people that have not had a voice in mainstream as often as it once was, especially in hip hop mainstream.
And most importantly, I love the fact that they didn't drag this out. They gave us a clear date, no mystery countdowns for months on end. Like I said, every move has felt very intentional and not just tossing content at the algorithm to see what sticks. But most importantly, all of this that I mentioned would have been pointless if the quality of the music itself and the visuals weren't great, and Clipse delivered in that aspect too. To me, this is what a rollout should look like. Focused, intentional, and effective. And let's not forget, all this is coming 16 years after their last album.
Sheesh.
Like, this has honestly been a masterclass and really proof that artists can and should do better. This week,
but it all starts with the music. We're gonna move it over here to a few different clips. We're not gonna listen to this whole thing because I got this one interview. Man, this one's gonna be the one we're gonna listen to them basically break down each one of the songs, them being Pharrell, Pusha T, and Malice. But before we get to that, I got some clips that I wanted to so like I said, clips, huh? Slow it down. I got some clips that I wanted to bring to your attention. Let's start with this one since this one came out first. But Clipse sat down with Ebro. And I know we've been hearing a lot from Pusha T because he's been really vocal about all the things that have been happening behind the scenes, the issues that they've been enduring in terms of censorship. We haven't really heard a whole lot from Malice, but when he does talk, he makes it count. Here's where he talks really he's really transparent here about his faith, right? His faith, his belief in Jesus. And I just think it's so dope to hear this because when my elders were their age and Clipse were closer to like our side of our ages, they made it seem like there didn't exist a world where you could have a strong spiritual relationship with God and then be involved in this art craft, right? Or be a rapper that could speak about these things because of how evil the industry is. Seeing him get on these platforms and tell his testimony, I think is so inspiring. And it's just something I would share to my mama anyways, but I'm gonna go ahead and share this. Peep this out. So it's the 10:21 mark is where he starts talking about this. Let me make sure I don't got it on 2x speed. I sure do. All right, here we go.
So much,
Yeah, right.
For you, Malice, as the older brother, right, who, you know, has been outside a lot, you know, did you feel like you was able to get closure with your dad?
Oh, man. The story was written beautifully and perfectly. Like, when you think about the loss of a loved one, you think it's in some far-off, abstract time. You know, you probably even think it'll never happen. But the way that it happened, you know, there's a scripture in the Bible that says God is the author and the finisher of our faith. And just the way my parents passed away and how they were, you know, buried together side by side, it was like the perfect story, the perfect closure, the telltale signs that led up to it, the last conversation that I had with my dad, the way he said, "I love you, son," and drove off. Like, he always, you know, told us that he loved us, but there was an inflection in his voice. And I just watched him drive down the street, and it was like, you know, it was something different about that moment, you know, and it was like 2 days later, he had passed away. Wow. So I have a lot of comfort, and I have a lot of hope, you know. My belief 100% is in Jesus Christ the crucified. And I do believe I'm gonna see my parents again.
That's dope. That's dope. Good for you, man.
Yeah, nah, absolutely.
It's good for you, man.
Absolutely.
The
It's good for me, but it's available to everybody.
Amen. 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 Hey, bro. Hey, bro. I hope the journalists are happy. I hope the journalists are understanding how lucky they are to sit down with these brothers. He said, yeah, it's good for me, but it's available to everyone. Talk about using your platform. You druggies could never. You rich rap druggies would never. Talk about using your platform to just plant a seed. He ain't preaching to nobody. He just planting a seed. It's available to everybody, but let's get back to the conversation. Grown man business, bro. Grown man business. You know how encouraging that is to see on this in this space? Because I bet you he caught some flack from the Christian community, the Christian rap community, when he decided to go back to this industry after going into that space in doing the documentary, creating the albums under No Malice. I'm sure he caught a lot of criticism, but him going to this platform, like that's from how I was raised in the church and how my mom would say it. That's the kind of things Jesus would do. He would go out there and he would talk to the prostitutes. You know what I mean? He would go and be amongst the people and deliver messages where they need it the most. Not just talking to the congregation. And I look at this and I'm like, you use your platform, the biggest your platform has been in almost 15, 14 years, and you make sure that when you speak, they know what your message is. Okay, yeah, they seen you cussing all kind of crazy, doing old songs on a tiny desk. Well, that's important for the youth that are coming up that feel like, do I have to be perfect in order to be accepted by God? He's showing you straight up, this is where I came from, and look at where I'm at. But it's available to everyone. Bar. That's a bar. Let me finish this out.
Yeah.
It's real talk.
Yes.
And I'm glad you said that, because as we get into this convo, and when you hear Malice on this project, I don't know if when we first met y'all as a group, I know for sure we didn't know where we were going. Right, when we first heard.
Yeah, you remember when we all met?
Yeah, like nobody knew where we was
no
going.
one knew.
We didn't know where we was going.
Who the hell
but I
were
know
we?
where we are today.
Right.
And I look back on knowing you, and people who have never had a convo with you, they never seen your eyes before. Like, and Pusha's your brother, so he knows how serious you get, and how the vision that you have and the passion that you've always had, right? And to see where you've landed in this moment, to question materialism and question the things that we were chasing when we were much younger, and but to survive it all, land back in this spot, and hopefully be able to impart faith and wisdom and these things upon folks, to have an opportunity to maybe not make the same mistakes, and maybe not live the same pains.
It is because of my faith that I'm sitting here with you right now. Only it's not through no strength or might of my own. It is because of my faith. It is because of reading the Word of God, and it is written on my heart. That is the only reason that I get to sit here with my brother now and sit here with you right now. Not because of something I thought of or some strategy that I worked out to get myself back here. Not at all. Not at all. And also, I gotta thank you for even, at the time of me doing my solo albums, allowing me to come through and shedding light on the project, even when, people wasn't sure what I was doing.
I hope people go back and listen, by the way. Because them shits was fire.
It's the first I'm hearing that.
There was a lot of criticism I saw from folks in the secular world about No Malice, because they were expecting to hear the same No Malice who had gone through some crazy life experiences as a part of the Clipse, lost folks, and it was folks that got locked up, family issues that were going on, and he talks about this in his documentary. And I seen people in the secular world that was like, oh man, that's cheesy, he ain't cussing no more, and being so critical of him, as if it's their journey to judge. And he's even like humble in hearing it from Ebro, like, nah, them was dope. Forget what they was talking about. These were dope. And they were. It was as self-reflective as the music had always been. It just now the center focus was different. We're almost done with this clip. We're gonna move to another one after this one.
At the time we was playing it, talking about it, like, yo.
I appreciate it.
I don't think people.
Nah, I get it. You're 100% right.
Tangentially, different convo for a different time. I have a thing, right? Mm-hmm. Oftentimes people come to me and they'll be like, oh, this Christian rapper. And I'll be like, but is it good though?
Yeah. Right. I understand.
What they faith is.
Right. Is it good music? Right.
That part right there. Shout out to Ebro for taking the conversation there. All right, so they continuing. They made their way over to the Breakfast Club. The Clipse marathon continues. They were at the Breakfast Club. I wanted to highlight this particular clip because now I want to start to get to analyzing how did they do it. I don't even hope. I know I'm in a room full of people who don't care about this, but I hope that there's someone out there who is like waiting for the sales to come in to understand why the sales are not a great representation. I don't care if they're positive. I don't care if they're underwhelming. I don't care what they are. They are not a great representation. They never were of the quality of music. Matter of fact, the things that are embraced by a mainstream, typically that everybody is in agreement with, that nobody is aggressively disliking, are pretty mediocre by their own DNA. They have to be mediocre. That doesn't automatically equal out to something being the greatest of whatever. But based upon what we've been hearing in these messages, based upon what we've been hearing in the music itself, mission completed. Especially for me as a hip hop fan. Once again, I must remind you, the word that keeps coming back to me is full. I am full as a hip hop fan. You couldn't have done it any better. With that said, there's a clip here where, really briefly, Charlamagne is asking Pusha T about, kind of how they've been able to age like fine wine in hip hop. Here was his answer. Actually, let me rewind it back to, 4408.
Came through on POV. He came through.
Now he got busy.
Yeah,
he killed it. Yeah. How do you reconcile the nostalgia fans will feel for the old Clipse, being that y'all totally different men today?
I'd like to think that they grown with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think that they have. And I think that I think that they've grown with us, and I feel like our growth is something that needs to be studied and studied and just maturing in hip hop, and just culturally just showing you how to navigate and grow in this game and still be current and still be of the mix, and just not trying to stay 19 forever.
Yeah,
like.
Yeah. When the last time you felt this safe, Push? Because I can hear it in the music. It feel like a homecoming, right? Even with the things that y'all talking about, you got Malice back. I have Livers on the album.
Yeah.
Pharrell production.
Yeah.
Even when I'm watching you in interviews, I'm like, damn, Push is just letting it fly.
All of it.
Yeah.
What made you feel so safe in this moment?
I don't. I just think that I don't know. For me, I look at it like media has always been a big part of the Clipse because it's always been a story. The Clipse always has a story.
Somebody hear that?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Poor babies on the Twitter. Poor babies on Twitter. If this album's so good, why couldn't the music speak for itself? You never would have made it through the 90s. You never would have made it through the early 2000s. All the media that you had access to, from magazines to 106 and Park interviews to MTV TRL to Yo MTV Raps to all the different platforms that you popped up on with Tavis Smiley, from like all these different platforms that you can go and speak about your music, you wouldn't know what to do with all this. The daytime TV shows, you wouldn't. Kurt Loder, Carson Daly, like you wouldn't know what to do with the kind of media. All the radio stations, because they didn't have the luxury of sending out a tweet and talking to 700,000 people. That was the game. And it wasn't something that was looked at as, why do we have to do this? They knew if you want to sell, you need to get your ass out there and put physical CDs in hands. You need to be in front of people so they remember your face, remember your voice, remember your demeanor, remember the things that are your principles. Like, these things matter in a handshake. But it's crazy how many folks, because of the pros and cons of the internet, have become like anti-social social media users. They don't like being around people. Yeah, Ananda Lewis is another one of those. Downtown Julie Brown, Teen Summit. Like, we were blessed, man. Rap City, we were blessed. AJ and Free, we were blessed with so many. Like, that's what was the norm. Arsenio Hall, this was the norm. But you, Sway, of course, like, you've been so programmed that they're like, why couldn't the music speak for itself? Why they gotta talk about Drake? Why they gotta talk about Travis? Because the story is what you're talking about in addition to the music. Like, the music is in. The story is in the music. So by talking about the music, well, you gotta talk about the stories. They've always had a story. It's just a shame that, it's just a different time and they think this is all new. Almost done with this clip.
And I don't necessarily think you can get up here and lie and play. People see through that, and I'm not one to be seen through. Like, I don't like. I'd rather just tell the truth and call it a day, versus sitting here trying to tap dance around things. So I don't know. I think that it's not about feeling safe. It's just about, this is part of the game, and this is part of the game for us. And I feel like when you got the music to back it up, man, you gotta listen. You gotta be must see TV. Yeah.
And they have for sure been must see TV, especially on this damn channel, for sure. For sure. It's so encouraging, even though at one point in time this will be seen as the norm. This is your job. This is what you do. It's so refreshing to hear it nowadays because of how uncommon these things are, because of how lazy the game has gotten, because of how, and there's pros and cons to how accessible and how easy the game has become. Not needing media to get your message out is great for those who don't have access to media. That's a beautiful thing as an independent. But don't get it twisted. If you are able to get in these rooms with the professionals and they have taken their time as a professional does to go through your music and ask you relevant questions, this is so important in terms of connecting bridges with new fans and even fans who might not have liked the last thing you did musically to understand where you're at. This is all needed. And I think what they're doing is they're reminding all the artists around, especially artists around their age group. You want it, you gotta operate this a whole lot more different than they are. So be it, so be it. All right, here's something else that dropped today. This is gonna be one of the last things. Matter of fact, listen, I'm gonna start with this one because it's a lot shorter. This last video is gonna be pretty long. This episode hasn't dropped on the Joe Budden podcast, but I can only imagine how hilarious it's finna get. Based upon this clip, Parks asks Malice if he would ever engage in a rap battle. And then Joe Budden got messy. What you mean, Curtis? Peek this out real quick. Thank you for that super chat. I just seen this.
Get involved. Like.
No. I mean, it's rap. And when things as far as rap is concerned, I know my brother can handle it. It's when it's anything other than rap. You know what I'm saying? That's when I get involved.
Would you engage in a battle? If one were to be presented.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a long day for somebody.
Yeah.
That is a long day.
Well, fold that up right now.
Come on, man. This nigga Joe Budden, bro. Hey, this nigga Joe Budden. Joe Budden has fully embraced his unk era. He's fully embraced it. This man played Drake cussing out the damn truck. Well, fold that air. Or fold that air, pussy. He did not just do that.
You know what I'm saying? That's when I get involved.
Would you engage in a battle? If one were to be
Presented.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a long day for somebody.
Yeah, it is.
That is a long day.
Bro, fold that up right now.
Come on, man. Please, man.
Help yourself.
Please.
All right, okay. I was just doing it right there. Another rib right there.
Just planting seeds. Just planting seeds. Just, hey! I'll just put it out there. Just put it out there that if you do decide there's a guy out there I can think of. Here's one guy I could think of. Switching gears, and this is the last video that I got for you. Even though I know it's gonna be more content we're gonna react to as the week goes on. We finally get to hear from Pharrell in these conversations about the music. I'm telling you, this one right here is strictly for my DIYers.
DIY.
This conversation is for those, I believe, who make music, have a creative career, or, are just interested in what goes into the process. This was so beautifully done, because what they did is, we're not going to listen to it, but they listened to the album in real time and then gave some tidbits about what went into the making of this. We used to get this on DVDs. You feel me? Like, we had to wait to get the CD so we can flip it over, get the DVD and the 50 Cent album with the breakdown of the behind the scenes. They are doing it all. I love it. I love it. And it's also, if I can remind you, the title of this video right here and this Complex issue, because it's on Complex Magazine. Watch this.
This is Virginia. This is like really Virginia. We're not from New York. We love New York. We're not from LA. We love LA. We love Chicago. We love everywhere. Virginia's just really different. And I might not be a shooter. I'm Mario Puzo. I make the music that I know the gangsters want to listen to. I understand. I know how to do this shit.
Smoke. So be it. CLIP, SCFB, A-Ball LV. I can show you how to.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
If you know, you know. You see Pharrell in the New Balances? Not surprised. Some of us been ahead of the game. So be it, so be it. Do you see the name of this segment? Do you see the, if you, like, I love this era. I love the demeanor that has been presented to us of Pharrell. I'm starting to get the feeling, I don't care what part of Virginia he's from, Pharrell's with the shits.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I can see him with the gold teeth and his New Balances on. He's like, you know what we should call it? Family Matters. Oh, P, you being messy. No. Family Matters, because you guys are brothers, right? We're brothers, right? Family Matters. It's the perfect name. I just had to go ahead and put that there. That was hilarious.
Bust a break if you let me. I'm monogram like confetti. Switch is ready. She leaning on Celine cause she ain't stepping in Giuseppe. Catch a $150 like each Pirelli. I got 8 of them, call me Andretti. If I'm not in the
That's why he was sitting there. That's why he was sitting in that chair. That's why Pusha T was in that that tiny desk chair. You try to censor the man. You try to censor him. You can't do that. All right, here's your thoughts on Chains and Whips as a first explanation.
Shout out Kendrick for coming through with the verse, man.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
He blowtorched that shit.
Yeah. Smoked it. It's nothing like being able to like leave your song with a person and they totally deliver. He's one of those people that you can send it and turn your back and know when it comes back it's gonna be everything that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You can tell sometimes when people speed through your shit, like, oh, I'm gonna knock this verse out real quick. Or, they do it, it's kind of half-assed, or it's not up to the standard that that they usually are.
And so it doesn't go on.
Don't you call them shoes by Pharrell Unk shoes. First of all, Black Tooth, no Unk shoes. I think the word you're looking for is comf shoes, comfortable. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, it doesn't. It never makes it.
Yeah.
And you got to tell them. And then it got to be weird for like 3 months,
Cutting room floor.
Yeah. But with Kendrick, it's never that way.
No, he always makes the picture.
Why Kendrick for that song? Well, he wanted to. Yeah, he wanted. Yeah, he heard it. And
y'all have that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not your first walk in the park.
No. Yeah. But just let him hear joints, and he loved that beat. He was like, oh, I gotta do it.
Insane. So it's good to get that insight. We're talking about the feature on that one. They even moved to the next feature on this one. And yeah, I mean, I think people understand the assignment. If the Clipse hit you up, they're hitting you up for a very specific reason, and they're looking for a very specific tier of rap. He even said it. We only want spitters on our project. But if you're a singer, we want you to sing. Right? If you're a trumpet player, you better play the damn trumpet. So I like that they got people who are excited to be there, because you get a different type of energy and a different type of penmanship, a different type of lyricism when that happens. Stop singing Unk Shoes, Blacktooth. Here we got the reaction to Let God Sort 'Em Out Chandeliers featuring Nas.
Nah, definitely did his thing, man.
He killed it.
So good to have him on this album, man.
Bucket list.
Yeah, bucket list shit. Definitely bucket list shit.
What it brings out of me when I work with you guys, like, I mean, we literally just made like hot and cold on a song.
Yeah.
You know, that first part is very hot.
Yeah.
And the other side is very beautiful and cold, and like, it's like the Arctic and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other side is hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys bring that out of me, and I just wanted to say thank you, and Nas absolutely killed that.
I still look at us from the eyes of like just seeing the inception, how we met, you know, through music, and just, you know, just putting our best foot forward, Teddy coming down, showing us that these things can actually be done, that they were tangible.
Yeah.
And then to just watch over the years, and just watching the evolution, and just watching the progress, watching Pusha, you know, watching, you know, the things that you were doing, watching you evolve, just to see it like from the outside looking in. It's just been amazing, man.
You know, I think about how far God has brought me and brought us, and the idea that, like, just the fact that we get to do this together right now at this juncture, this latitude and longitude of time and space, and to be able to do it on this level, you know, like, we're not competing against nobody except our 16-year-old selves.
I heard the hell out of that.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
One more time for him, for real. We're not competing with nobody else except for our 19-year-old self. Notice how that puts you in a different mindset, especially if you're a creative. It puts you in a different mindset, because it's like, I'm not about to sit here and compete with another artist that has another set of God-given gifts that were never supposed to be for me, because if they were, I would have them. They would come a bit easier to me because that's my natural gift. No, that's their natural gift. I'm not trying to compete with what's on the radio. No. I'm not trying to compete with what's trending on TikTok. I'm not trying to compete with, oh, this person just had a, what the hell? Oh, I need something that's in that. It's not that. If we do what we've already done, we will be everywhere that we want to be. The proof of that is today. They're sitting here talking about music that they just made that people are excited about after a 14-year hiatus. How does that happen? At some level, you got to choose authenticity. At some level, you got to say, it's easier for me to, not even easier, it's more attainable. It's more authentic for me to compete with my 19-year-old self, because there's things that at 48, Pusha T, 52, Malice, there's things at that age that you know your 19-year-old self couldn't even fathom, couldn't even wrap their mind around. Just makes more sense from a creative standpoint. Like, my 19-year-old self should not be running circles around me. Maybe physically. I get winded a little bit quicker. That's cool. But not when it comes to the way that I utilize my brain. So, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, like,
exactly. I don't think too much has changed.
I agree.
And I think that's part of the magic.
Probably the only thing that I would say that is anything close to an evolution is that we spend more time on the compositions.
Miss Right too, you finally understand it. It is the shoes. It is the shoes. It is the shoes. I take that back. I can outrun my 19-year-old self. What's up, Koala? What's up, Koala? Koala in the building. I see y'all saying what's up. Shout out to Koala T one time. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like this. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Keep doing the amazing things you do. I wish you a lifetime supply of New Balance shoes, because that's what you do when you want to see people win. Miss Right to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So be it, so be it.
You know, there was a lot of trips to France.
Yeah.
Lots. We never made an album like on another continent, like, you know, in another city. Like it was always Virginia.
Right.
You know, there's this thing with Paris and Virginia. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but it just keeps giving. I mean, we've never done that. We would usually lock in for about a month and a half, and I'd be going to the cellar and pulling some of my finest from shit we call turn downs, you know, shit, this one turned down. You know, when they would go, you guys would go looking, asking for specific, you know, you go to specific places in the cellar and say, show me the J files and show me the this one files and then that one. And, you know, we used to do that. But all of these songs were made, like my mom would say, from scratch.
Yeah. Ooh. So that's the second time we get an insight into how the music was made. He said, I guess the usual process would be they would go through the extensive collection of music that Pharrell has produced over the years for artists like Jay-Z and all the other artists that he's worked with along the way. And of course, Clipse can go in there and be like, let me go check this out. And check this out. Quality, I appreciate you. We don't have any merchandise quite yet. We're in the process of building that up, but we definitely gonna do that very soon. I appreciate you. When it's that time, you will know for sure. You will for sure know. But yeah, so that's the usual process, right? The next process now is that they created all this music from scratch, and even Pusha T said it. He was like, they only created 13 songs for this project. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah. Made to spec too.
Like, yeah. No, that would be the only thing I'd say was different. But other than that, like he said, like the standard has always just remained super high. We've always rhymed like with purple tapes in the bullseye. Like that was what we was trying to get that feeling, among others.
Yeah. Next song.
Man. Shout out to we'll move on to this next part. Shout out to Lou Rose. Somebody has to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it. It's been a wonderful time in rap and hip hop. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Thank you so much.
I have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for that super chat. Y'all been showing a whole lot of love with the super chat. Like I said, we're not monetizing this stream. This stream will self-destruct. Hopefully they let you at least see it. I don't care if they take the money on. I just want y'all to be able to see it and be able to enjoy this moment, man. Because I'm hoping it is one of many to come. So this is my favorite one. Boy, oh boy. Like, I'm gonna play a little snippet.
If I was the lane behind.
This right here.
Behind. Swerving through the lane, serving niggas cane, still ain't never hit a pothole.
The way I was swerving on the freeway today, I had no sense. I should not feel this aggressive, this violent, and this tearful in the same song. Especially not with him like... Your whole demeanor change.
Swerving through the lane, serving niggas cane, still ain't never hit a pothole. If I was Brittany
I love it. You get the whole, you get all them damn emotions. That is hilarious. What else we got? Here's the listening to that, or the explanation. I love that damn song.
Crazy. Yeah. I love that record. I mean,
you go from church to church's chicken in 2 seconds.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
You go from church, hey man, to you better not get in the line. I came in for the chicken sandwich. I'll beat your ass in this pandemic. You went from church to church's chicken in 2 seconds. I love it here. That's the kind of music that my soul needs. I don't know how yours operates, but it goes from church to pandemic church's chicken. It's violent times. People was getting ran over for them damn chicken sandwiches. Crazy time we lived in. Good God.
So far ahead, and just the chorus, the words in the chorus alone speak to kind of what you just said about only competing with our 16-year-old selves. Like, I don't think people make this type of music.
They don't.
No more.
Spoiler alert, Pusha T, they don't. They fucking like Talladega Nights. They don't know what to do with their hands. They get in the studio. I seen a XXL freshman the other day. And I'm gonna spare him because he's younger. Okay. A XXL freshman who was in a live stream with the streamer. I think it was Rakai or whatever the dude's name is. And he's like, the caption on the video is, oh, he got the real cheat code. And all it was him perusing rhymezone.com. The cheat code? You mean a rhyming dictionary is now seen as a cheat code because of how little they've cared about words? They're going to have to do something. If you don't know Rhyme Zone, we talked about that. We were breaking down them simplistic ass Family Matter lines. Is that it's a rhyming dictionary website that gives you a whole list of things that rhyme with a certain word. Why the chat? And it's not like it's just me in there criticizing them. Why the chat said he probably don't even know what 90% of them words mean anyways. I mean, come on.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
And people that told you to dumb it down are not your friends. Because when they said dumb it down, they should have been just saying just for certain songs, not for your entire catalog, not for your entire identity. You shouldn't be dumbing down your entire identity. They have led you astray. But that's the time we're in. So to Pusha T's point, they can't make this kind of music. That's why they have to listen. They criticizing y'all right now, Clipse, but I bet you the hell they watching. I bet you they listening. I bet you they learning. I guarantee you they are learning from y'all right now.
I don't think anybody does. I don't know if they want to. I don't know if they can. But whatever it is, it's like they don't do it. And I think that it's gonna make this album and us as a group stand out like never before.
Yeah, there's a thunder and a spirit in it.
Yeah.
In the music for sure.
Yeah.
I ain't saying like you preaching, but kind of are.
Yeah, yeah.
It's with the spirit of when someone is like prophesying, like when you hear a prophet get into a mode and you can see that they're channeling something is coming through them. Y'all kind of like had that energy in this record for whatever reason. And it's not like a religious thing, but there is an awareness of an...
Gosh, X said Pusha T got a resting smirk. And that's what made me a fan. It was like, hey man, what else you got up your sleeve? What else you thinking right now? A resting smirk is hilarious. It's accurate.
Experiential awareness that I feel like comes through really clear, and it's very autobiographical, obviously.
Right, yeah.
But it's telling you a story like, man, I've been through it, I done seen it.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing that I love about this is it's very ageless.
Right.
These verses.
Right. Yeah.
The perspective is ageless too.
Mm-hmm. And it's also the handcraft and the chisel on the verses, even the music. I mean, you know, the beats, just everything is detailed.
Yes, sir.
Like we ain't playing.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, the stencil. Absolutely.
Religious with the stencil.
Yeah.
If we were ever going to use that word.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Zo TV one time, huh?
I'm gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Shout out to my dog Big Zo TV. Yeah, man. The emphasis that they're putting on being intentional with what you write, being intentional with what you choose, what you produce. It's really easy to just like, as a creative, as an artist, as a writer, as a producer, to just go with the flow and just let whatever happens. And you can do that for a set amount of time, but at some point, I do think it's important to be intentional. And even if it does pivot somewhere, at least you've set a specific direction to go in. Because when something can be a million different things, that can be a double-edged sword. I love the how intentional everything is with this project.
In the song, it's that religious to the stencil.
Yeah. Right.
But to your point though, like you're right, we did sand down. We sanded down every fucking crevice on it. We polished this shit.
Yeah.
You have no idea the way we polished this shit.
Yeah.
You can eat off these songs.
What I tell y'all the other day.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
What I tell y'all. I told y'all. You know why you didn't get an influx of Coke bars? Because the music is the product. The music is the cocaine. The music is the drugs. But they're good for you. They're prescription well, hold on. They're holistic drugs. They're home remedies. Well, some of those home remedies got some chemicals and toxins in them. It's good for you. It's good for you. But it's a product that they put on the streets. There is a product that they put out here. Not the Perico. They put it out here on the streets where everybody's been taking this damn terrible product. Afro Butterfly. But they're good for you. They put some Dr. Sebi. They put some Dr. Sebi vitamins and some Dr. Sebi nutrients out into the audio hemisphere, the audio atmosphere. Cause it's been a lot of pink paste. It's been a lot of pink paste chicken nuggets. It's been a lot of pink paste chicken nuggets. It's been a lot of Lay's chips that taste like barbecue. It tastes like chicken and waffles. Why the chip tastes like chicken and waffles? What part of the chicken is the chicken nugget come from? Can't answer that, can you? That's the problem. That's what your music is. Non-GMO bars. And look at how much they're fighting it. They're like, let me be a zombie. They fighting the shit. A lot of nose beers. If you knows, you knows. If you knows, you knows. Continue.
Clean a motherfucker. Sorry. No pun intended.
I think there's a story of timelessness. I think the story is about timelessness,
endurance.
The love of the game, the love of the game, timelessness, endurance.
Not being limited.
Yeah.
Okay, I almost pushed you out of this chat like you was on the edge of a cliff, Kwaku. No, it is not like Golden Corral. Don't you ever disrespect the Clipse like that in your life. It is not Golden Corral. Golden Corral is what we've been getting. You know when somebody says, hey, you know when you ask, when somebody gives you an album, like you at a 7-Eleven, and they're like, man, you want to support my project? And you be like, man, what it sound like? I do a little bit of everything. That's Golden Corral. When a nigga show you an album and say, I do a little bit of everything. No, the fuck you don't. You are a buffet. We got a little bit of everything. A little sushi, a little pizza, a little lasagna, a little chocolate fondue. I make a little bit of everything. Ain't no way in hell you just compared Clipse to Golden Corral. Go sit down somewhere, bro. Hey, you on timeout, bro. You on 15-second timeout. What are we doing? Golden Corral. Only damn buffet with a carpet. So you can't see all the different food items on the floor. Continue, though.
It's a lot of color on this album. I think one of the good things is, without even trying to be strategic and saying we're going to do this and do that, with every track, you're still going to get who we are within the confines of, you know, that sound that P put together. So it doesn't matter what it is, you're just getting raw clips and our creativity, our mind, and just where we're at.
It speaks to the competitive nature of hip hop, that enthusiasm that only if you're a part of a few different eras in hip hop that people know.
I love when a veteran in a game reminds you you're not crazy for being as excited as we've been over these battles that have happened, not just the battle, but all of the battles that are happening. You're not crazy because hip hop has a foundation of competition, and you just see how soft the world or the average or casual hip hop fan has become. That we actually did a video the other day about why someone said Drake versus Kendrick ruined hip hop. How soft does that sound now? It's just everybody just gonna get along. How can everybody just get along? How can everybody just vibe and love each other? Or you can't just go on the streamer's platform and just vibe. Why can't I just hang guys and He just told you how very casually how important those who get it. But competition is looked at as you're gonna ruin everything. I'm having so much fun, friends.
We've lived it for so long, and we've seen all the sweet spots. And I think we were chasing all of those sweet spots.
I love it.
P referenced Purple Tape, you know. We referenced Big, we referenced Hove, we referenced so many different great times in music.
Students of the game, students of the game, students of the game. They keep reminding you how important it is to revisit music that is before you became an artist, how important it is to go back to music and see what has won. You study history, you'll know where to go next. You'll never run out of ideas if you continue to study history, and not just your history, but the history that came before you. All that music is not mid. Young guy, young lady, it's not all mid. We love it. We know it's not. We don't need your validation. Go back a little further and you'll find endless amounts of inspiration sitting there because they're doing the same thing that you're attempting to do today.
Without mimicking it,
I love it.
It was more just chasing that feeling, chasing that high that you felt.
What do you think about the current state of hip hop and competition? Has anything recently reinvigorated you?
I think the competitive nature of it is, I think it's good. I think that it's showing the rappers versus the people who really out here playing.
I ain't gonna push the button. Push the button! I'm not even gonna push the button. I'm gonna just let that sit for a second in the silence. Y'all out here playing? Shameful.
I think it shines a real light on lyrics and just perspective and the way that subject matter is attacked. I think that's a good thing. We were just sitting in the car looking at the top, I don't know, I guess the top 10 or whatever. And the only thing rap is the biggest diss record of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's number 3, and it's like, it's not like us, and it's like the biggest song of the year. That is pure hip hop. Mm-hmm. Like, that is like real West Coast hip hop, but lyrics and just everything. So,
question, and it's a more zoomed out question as he talks about this. For those of you that, I'm sure some of you got to be watching, even though you're not commenting. For those of you that aggressively want to change the foundation, discredit those that have come before, that want to move into a different direction that is appeasing the sounds of other genres, why don't you just make your own genre? Why does it need any attachment to hip hop? Why do you want the attachment to hip hop? The things that I hear some of these folks call hip hop is the exact opposite of everything it ever stood for. Every other thing you've seen every generation of youth redefine. Every single thing, whether it's fashion, whether it's the way that you wear your clothes, whether it's the way that you articulate, everything has gone under a different rebranding. You don't want to be rappers. You don't want to rap. You don't want to write. You want to sing. Go for it. You want to be rock stars. Go for it. Take that jacket of hip hop off and go be what you want to be. Or is it that you're starting to see colonizers don't come in only one race? They love hip hop for what they can get off of it. They love it for the opportunities it can bring to jumpstart a career. They hate it because they feel like it puts them in a box of expression. They have other influences they want to tie in. Go be that and go rebrand there. But this idea that we have to reintroduce the necessity of competition, the necessity of wanting to write to be the best writer that you can be. That's a very, like, if we keep repeating this cycle every 10, 20 years, it's never going to evolve to where it could ultimately be. And I know that's not the doing of just the younger listeners. I know that there's a powers that be. There are folks who are pushing against a movement of intelligence as anti-intellectualism. I get that. But why not rebrand it into something else? If you created a genre that was called vibe rap, vibe hop, you would never get these conversations because you're not in the conversation anymore. But for some reason, they love putting this jacket of hip hop on and then getting angry when people are throwing tomatoes at them for not representing it right. That's just a thought, because what he's saying is the things that I heard first coming into this game, but I'm sure they're new for a lot of people.
It's like, I think that says a lot about the fundamentals of where the fundamentals don't go out of style, and pure rap doesn't go out of style.
Yeah.
I think that's big for just rap and lyric-driven MCs.
Yeah, it was definitely a change.
Yeah.
I love that, you know? Now people want bars. You can't just get out here and just pick some little pocket and, you know, have a little tune on and think that that's gonna do it. You gotta show with everything, baby.
And you're not finna get these in-depth interviews, because if you just slapped a few sounds together and you let AI do the rest of your work, what the fuck is Elliot Wilson gonna talk to you about?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
What questions you finna get from Ebro about your process? All right, so I was eating some Takis, right? I was eating some Takis, and this idea came to me, and I started playing the key. I was like, and then I put it into AI, and AI was like, and then it fed me this idea, and then that's how I came up. Nobody cares. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Ebro don't care. Elliot Wilson don't care. Joe Budden for sure don't care. Like, what? You can't have these in. This is why when you do the work, you get rewarded differently. Kendrick is a prime example of this. When you do the work, you get rewarded differently. You get opportunities that look very different from even the artists that look like the biggest of our time. You get rewarded differently. Right? It's crazy how so much of our society promotes the easy way to do things, the quicker way to do things. But we love showing up to watch the Olympics, where the most disciplined human beings on earth are competing. That's our entertainment, is watching other people's discipline. We pay money to go watch. What does it look like to stick to something? What does it like to really be good at something? This is how skill at a high level, at an elite level, should be embraced. I love this conversation. Look at where it goes now, as Pharrell is going to give you the keys, especially artists that are insecure about your age and you're getting older. Watch how he breaks down how to age like fine wine in this game. You're going to love this part.
Yeah.
It's a different time. You gotta show up with everything because they're trying to take your head off.
And it's dope to watch because, like, you got people who you didn't even know could comprehend or keep up with rap like that. They rhyming along. They rhyming along like...
Getting to it.
Yeah, really, really get to it.
It's beautiful. I love it, though. I mean, I've been waiting on this, and now we can see articulation. We can see real, it's not just metaphors, it's also articulation. It's so important, You
hear that? You hear that, Afro Butterfly? You said comprehension, he said articulation. Are we in a different time? You smelling like me, Afro Butterfly. The literacy rates ain't going up because of this conversation, but damn it, it's a step in the right direction. I could cry.
You don't get enough of that, but we getting it now. I don't know if you guys mind me sharing this, but like, I watched The Irishman and that shit changed me. Because I saw Scorsese, this guy doesn't fucking miss, and he just gets better and better with time.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen with like rap. A lot of times like people feel like they age out. And I do understand that for some people like they get to a point where it's like, man, they ain't really got nothing else. And I love and respect that because we have to respect artists in the intersection of where they are in their lives and their trajectory and their purpose. And there's all.
By the way, Martin Scorsese is 82 years old as he's talking about how he's getting better and better with time.
All different kind of versions of that. But man, to God be the glory that we get to wake up and still feel this way about this shit and be fucking great. Greatness is as greatness does. A lot of people use that word, but I don't know if they really doing that though. Like, they make people cry and not even talking about dope. Which is crazy. I think you know what we ain't discussed?
What's that?
With this record, I feel like we have successfully used all of what people would expect and what they would question as inspiration.
Yeah.
But we never woke up and said, oh, we need to answer this. We got to speak to this.
Yeah.
That's
never
the thing.
did that.
I'm so glad. And that's...
Hold on. You got to bring that back. What's up, King Green? Bring that back.
What they would question as inspiration.
Yeah.
But we never woke up and said, oh, we need to answer this. We got to speak to this.
Yeah.
That's
never
the thing.
did that.
I'm so glad. And you're exactly right.
We never saying this, that, and the other. It's just, oh, no, what you was questioning, no, we was protecting that over here.
Yeah.
Don't let that get lost, what he just said. They were aware of the questions that people had, the doubts they had about how they would produce an album, what it would sound like, what they would talk about, how limited it would be in terms of the concepts, all that. But he said he didn't allow that to be something that they felt like they had to answer. It wasn't something that became their new mission statement, because when you operate from that place of energy, you're almost starting at a place of what's the word I'm looking for? You're starting from a place of I don't have the thing that you're saying that I don't have, and you're moving yourself uphill. Like you're not moving from a place of abundance. You're moving from a place of scarcity. That's what it is. You're moving from a place of scarcity. Imagine waking up and saying, all right, today's a day that I prove that I'm one of the greatest at what I do. It's like that's not a place that you operate if you know that you're the greatest. If you put the work in like you know you're the greatest. If you continue to put the work in, you be the student that you are if you know that you are the greatest at what you do. But the person that's always having to prove that in every particular situation because of what the internet says, and they're swayed by what someone who's never even done it is saying, you're always operating from a place of scarcity, whether you know it or not. So I love the fact that he says, we protected what was the most valuable to us. If we liked it, who cares? What they're saying is not going to work. Matter of fact, maybe that's even more reason why you don't want to have a Def Jam and a UMG in these conversations. No, y'all ain't going to get it. This Virginia here. Y'all ain't going to get this shit. This Virginia. You know what I'm saying? This is for Clipse fans. You didn't get the Clipse when we was in our prime. You didn't get it. You didn't fully grasp it. Because you would understand what we're trying to do. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. This has lit my spirit up creatively. Play the next record, I'm sorry.
Okay, now we're starting to get to it. So here we get an explanation on Ace trumpets. I just want to make sure we play that part. That was one of my favorite parts of this conversation. So this is their explanation of Ace trumpets right after this.
Definitely a favorite.
Yeah. Am I crazy?
Definitely a favorite.
Is it me, guys?
Yeah. That record and recording that record, I remember trying to find a mixtape moment for the album. And usually that comes with thinking like, you know, collage style, just lines here and there and everywhere. And Pharrell made the demand that it had to still be in stencil. It had to be in stencil. He was like, no, we don't want to make a mixtape. We don't. So it was about saying the best shit you could say that still gave that spirit, the bragginess, the streetness of a mixtape, but keeping it in song structure format, which was hard as fuck. When you finished the verse, you felt like you just solved the Rubik's Cube. Basically, that's like
it speaks back to that chisel,
yeah,
that figuring it out, that unlocking it. It's crazy. Yeah. I think that's something that the fans are really going to enjoy. We ain't just rhyming words and sticking them together.
This is absolutely coupe talk for me. I think when I listen to this makes me want to be in vehicles and listen.
Yeah.
And you know, whether you're in a Civic or you're in a Lamborghini, either way, you either want to put the windows down and drive on with the hazards. That don't cost nothing to put on your hazards and drive slow as a bitch and just listen to it. It do feel that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody could like tune in too. You just
and get that feeling.
Yeah, you just feel different.
Yeah.
You know when you spray the right cologne or perfume and you like, it immediately puts you in your vibe for the evening? Like, this is that record. Again, I am grateful and I can't fucking believe that we made this shit and this shit sound like this.
Yeah.
At this stage too, what song was that I heard? It took some time for it to like grow on me, but then I thought about how nostalgic it was, at least from my ears when I heard it. What song was this? Was it? Yes. EBITDA, EBITDA. That one right there feels like it feels like the era of production we got from Pharrell when it was Pharrell, you can do it. You can do it too. And I realized how deprived sonically I have been of sounds that I fell in love with from specifically the Neptunes that nobody else could do except for Pharrell and or Chad Hugo.
My nigga.
Oh my gosh. Like, you still don't hear shit like this. And if they do, immediately you're going to say, damn, that sounds like some Neptune shit. But that's the energy he was able to go back and go grab while still sounding like it's ahead of its time. Man, I'm telling you right now. So, yeah, as he's talking about reminiscing, that's one of the energies I got, is reminiscing on what it felt like to be a fan of the Clipse in the early 2000s. Man.
Yo, you remember, like, being up in Chad's room? Like, we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're like, hi. We're like here.
This is skip school. Like,
absolutely skip school with Tracy from Space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gnu. At Gnu's house. Cam.
Yeah.
Cam, thank you for introducing me to Gene. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Bryce Cam, in the Civic, man, in the Civic.
Yeah.
In the motherfucking Civic with the best system in the world, with the remote, bitch.
Man. Alpine.
Man, stop
Detachable
playing.
face. Yeah.
Yes. With the Yankees on that bitch, with the low profile tower. Stop playing.
Yeah.
I'm just telling y'all what it is. This is Virginia vibes. This is Virginia. This is like really Virginia. We're not from New York. We love New York. We're not from LA. Well, we love LA.
Yeah.
We love the South, the super South. We love Chicago. We love everywhere. Virginia's just really different, bro. It's really different. And I might not be a shooter. I'm Mario Puzo. I make the music that I know the gangsters want to listen to. I understand.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I keep saying it, and y'all have heard me say it a million times, but I feel like music, at least in hip-hop, is at its best when folks are pushing the boundaries on creating regional sounds, right? When you're familiar that I'm from the West Coast and there's a long lineage of West Coast artists that although they're all different and diverse, there's a certain type of energy, there's a certain type of brightness to the instrumentation, there's a certain type of swing, there's a certain type of way that you rap over a beat that reminds you of home when you're not at home. New York, depending on what borough you're from, there is a long lineage and long culture of sounds that come from those particular parts where you know the difference between a rapper that's from Harlem versus a rapper from Brooklyn. Down south, you know the difference between a rapper from Florida than a rapper from Atlanta. And even Atlanta has their different zones and different places where things are sounding different, but music sounded its best to me. It was its most exciting when I could listen to on Rap City and hear a rapper that says, I'm from Milwaukee, and this is what we do in Milwaukee. I also felt like I was learning something. Not that I wanted to make sounds like a Milwaukee producer, but I was like, yo, that's a different approach I never would have thought of. I think it made us all better because there's things that you know about your hometown because you've been there, and hopefully you've studied some of those things that can tell the rest of the world something they don't know. The problem, I think, became when internet became the culture. Internet became the culture, the only culture. And the problem with that is that shit is homogenized. Because that could be white, black, Asian, Indian. And some of that presents some pretty cool things, but it gets homogenized to where you almost forget who the source in the beginning of it was. And then you start repeating mantras and you start repeating sounds and ideas that are so unseasoned because you don't even know where it came from. You know how many times I listened and I'm like, who told you that was the way to... Oh, I see your sources. So this is where it's important to know where, like, I know some folks hate their hometown and want to get away from it, and music is a way for them to do that. But I'm telling you, there's a benefit in having that. You have an advantage. It's the reason why Kendrick is winning right now. It's the reason why the Clipse is winning right now. Shout out my dog. My dog, I just seen he was in here for a second. My dog King Green just said it. He just said, I philosophize about Glocks and keys. Ninjas call me young black Socrates. West Indies, cheek, drop to their knees. Quick, what? With dreams of being a rich man's cheek. VA, we up. That got a different type of energy, a different type of meaning to him when he hears certain things. There's certain references that he hears that feels like home that I will never get because it's not my home, and that's okay. Opening your album now feels like I'm taking a journey in your city and you're the tour guide. The only problem is you couldn't tell where people are from based upon their music over the last 15 years because niggas wanted to sound like they was from everywhere. They measured their skill by their ability to copy what was in a different region. Their ability to sound like okay. Their ability to sound like a southern northern artist, a southern New York artist, a southern West Coast artist, an East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like they put pride in that. I think we're in a time period where it is necessary to show you have some kind of understanding, some kind of culture that your music is coming from, at least if you want to be embraced by the culture. If that feels like too much work, regional music feels like too much work, go make another genre.
I
Leave.
know how to do this shit.
Bye-bye.
Can I just ask,
Yeah.
you talked about mixtape. DJ Clue is on this a lot. Talk about his inclusion and why that was important.
while we're recording, we keep the mic open. Somebody may say something, or it may be an ad lib that you just feel, you know what I'm saying, while you're listening collectively. And Pharrell did a Clue ad lib, like a mimicking Clue, or whatever, because it just felt like that. Ad libs are feeling moments in a record. Sometimes they're words, sometimes they're sounds. It's just what actually comes out at that particular moment. Those are the best ad libs usually.
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally. When it feels good in that space on the track, that's what you keep.
Yeah.
And so we took it a step further and was like, yo, Clue, can you? Yeah. Clue, we need you to do this. This next one is called So.
All right, so then they go to breaking down So Be It after this. And what are they talking about here? Malice talks about a relationship with Chad Hugo. We got Ibita. And then, of course, I want to have them break down the most emotional song, the heaviest song, which is the Birds Don't Sing. Crazy, man. Crazy. We almost there. Appreciate you showing support for this marathon stream that will not be monetized. I'm going to go through all the super chats at the end. I just want to kind of try to move through the content the best we can. Don't forget, though. Hey, yo, DIYer, if you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps this video and this channel get discovered by new people. I appreciate you. Now back to the video. All right, here we go. It's at 3206. Oh, boy. 3206. Yeah, let's get it back here.
I just want to say, we all come up together. And of course, the Neptunes have their personal business and relationships together. We've been joined at the hip for a long time, and it can only always be nothing but love. When I think about Chad, Clipse, Neptunes, I personally think about, just the things that we've been through in life. I think about funerals and parents passing and everybody, all of us being there, for one another. So it can only be family. And personally, it is my hope just to one day just look up as it has been in the past. And oftentimes, Chad will be there, making music, and it'll be just like old times. But if not, then you can't dictate anything or know how anything is going to happen. But family have issues, and family also work out issues. So, I always hold out for hope for whatever it is.
And peace, Saturn.
Pharrell didn't say nothing. He said, well, that sounds good. If it happens, so be it, so be it. Yeah. Oh man, I do miss. I do miss hearing the Neptunes as a collaborative group. But I only want the Neptunes if it's right. If everything is right behind the scenes, if the business is taken care of, if everybody feels like if the people want to be in the room. Because we've seen group situations where the label made people get back together because of the money and shit just didn't go right. So I think Pharrell did a phenomenal job creating variety, giving a bunch of different sounds. But they were a duo for a reason. But Pharrell, man, he did his shit on that. That was phenomenal. All right, I think into what are
One more song?
Yeah.
Ibita.
I love Ibita. You don't have to play it, but
let's do it.
All right, so we got Ibita. All right, here's the explanation for that one.
I remember watching him make that beat and kind of feeling like this is one of them good tribe bags. One of them good Tribe Called Quest. And I didn't say a word because when he's finding it, you kind of just let him find it. But I was like, oh yeah. I was like, this is what it is. And I knew it was gonna be a pain in a bitch to rhyme that fast.
I think that's also another key too. The way that they've been able to age, like Fine Wine as artists, is they're constantly challenging themselves too. It is so easy to get at a certain stage of your career when you don't have to do anything. you just resort to old habits. It's no different than an athlete. I mean, an athlete is a little different because it's a physical sport and whatnot. But if you don't find ways to evolve your game and you think that it's a different, I'll tell you right now what it is. LeBron James knows that he doesn't have the explosiveness and the ability to jump as high as he once did when he was more athletic, when he was younger. So what did he do? He developed a three-point shot that was more consistent, that worked for him, that didn't require him having to drive down the lane and just muscle everybody, even though he can still do it at times. The flip side of that is Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook sometimes plays with the passion and the ferociousness that he still has the same athleticism he had when he was with the OKC Thunder. He don't got that no more. That's why he be like missing layups and wide open dunks, because the boosties ain't boosting no more. And I feel like they're very well aware of the things that they need to adjust to, right? The things that need to be challenged. It's good to hear him say, like, we got on beats that, for Pusha T said, I got on beats. After 20 plus years in this game, I got on beats that still challenge me. Yeah. Westbrook is cooked. No, he's not. He's figuring his role out now. With the Denver Nuggets, he figured it out. With the Lakers, my team, we're not going to talk about that no more. Let's continue.
But the nostalgia hit so hard. I was like, yeah, this is it.
Wow. I'm honored, man. Because that's not your go-to. That's something you'll listen to.
That's not my go-to.
You know, the first thing he come in the studio, I need the demon. I want, and you know, for the weird fucking conspiracy theorists out there, they're going to be like, we know it. But let me just tell you how right the fuck you are about him when it comes to that shit, because that's what the fuck he wants. He wants a djinn running around the studio like goddamn Slimer, goddamn Ghostbusters. That's what he want.
You out your damn mind trying to battle that man. That man ain't, when it come to war tactics, that man ain't wrapped too tight. But leave him the hell alone. Whoever right now is saying, hey, I should really go at Pusha T right now. Jim Jones, put that pen down. Put that pen down, Jim Jones.
Gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Whoever thinking about it, put the pen down. He cooking, and he got a budget, and he got a rollout that's going to destroy you. Leave it alone. As Alfred Butterfly said, put the crayon down. Gripping that crayon like this, you're going to squeeze all the color out the crayon. Stop it. You don't want none of them issues. If Pharrell says, oh yeah, if it ain't dark, he ain't trying to write to it. What do you mean?
If the beat don't make him say dark shit, he don't want nothing to do with it. But it's crazy because I ain't even trying to be metaphorical, but like it's so crazy how much light is in this project.
Yeah, Travis Scott, put that crayon away. Put that crayon away. You and them Jack boys, put the crayons away. Don't you even think about it. Don't you even think about it. You got a DVD out. You got a documentary out about that show at Astroworld. Bad timing. Bad timing. Bad timing. Act like you don't see shit. Act like you don't see shit. Act like a dog in the kitchen that knocks some shit over, and they trying to act like they don't see it. Hey, did you do this? Act like that. Don't say shit. Can't believe y'all tried to send. Can't believe y'all sent a Justin Bieber rap album on the same night as Clipse. Who in their right mind was like, well, I was gonna listen to this Clipse. Justin Bieber rap album? Say less. The Clipse can wait. What? I'm sick.
Nothing's changed, but the light in it is just, man, because y'all didn't hear Grace of God, but man, when you, Grace of God and Birds Don't Sing,
yeah,
like, man, the light that is in both of those records and the way that it, like, giving people sides of you that I don't think people are seeing on this record. Like, we've seen you on your journey, but you, like, put it all out there in both of those songs. And I don't think any Clipse albums have ever really had this level of like sharing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Personality,
that's fair.
Sharing parts of your I mean, we understand your reverence
right
to and for God, but the way you articulated it on these songs, man, and the way it makes people feel, it's crazy what that song does. And Grace of God is like, man, the chorus on there just says it all. Like, we seen it. We seen killers and kingpins sing behind the wall. And we watched many people die because no one would make the call. I'm trying to tell you, this album is something else.
Yeah. When Pusha let me hear his verse for Birds Don't Sing, he sent it to me, and I wasn't ready for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I'm like, and then I hit him back, and I was like, I said, yeah, something very short, but I couldn't take it. And then just recording my verse, y'all have no idea how many times I had to stop in that studio.
Of course.
With Rob in it, you know.
Of course.
To hear your take on it, and I could see it all.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I had the same feeling for yours. You just blitzed and blindsided with this perspective of your life is real, man. Life is real, and pay attention to the people you love because you just never know how this shit gonna work out.
Mm-hmm. People are gonna be able to relate to it. Life is real. Life is real for everybody, and I think it's gonna touch a lot of souls. Y'all got Kleenex?
Man, I swear to you, and it's ironic because they came out around the same time that I used to be in a rap duo. Malice remind me of like somebody that I look at as my older brother. Shout out to my dog Keaton. Hopefully I'll get him on the YouTube channel one day. But this is somebody that I came into the game rapping with, and so much of his demeanor reminds me of my dog, man, my dog Keaton, and that like instead of like showing you those emotions, he'll turn his head. He'll just like gather the strength and then come back to the conversation. But we came up as a rap duo, and I know the Clipse were somebody that we were inspired by because nobody was doing it quite like them, especially sonically. So this is their reaction after playing the heaviest song on this project. And yeah, we get a lot of insight. We're nearing the end here on this Clipse marathon. I do appreciate every single one of you. We're going to read these super chats after, but let's get to this portion.
Remember those who lost their mothers and fathers. And make sure that every single moment that you have with them, you show them love. You show them love. You'll see.
I've been working for, the past 14 years without my brother. Being in this business, knowing it, coming into it as a collective, then being in it for so long by myself and really understanding, brotherhood, camaraderie, family, like loyalty, and knowing what that was and then not having it for so long and just being out there like, warrior time. It's you appreciate it so much.
The timing is right. I feel like No Malice did everything he was supposed to do. Word. I had to sit down. I had to reflect. I had to get into my word, understand who God is and what my purpose is. And until I felt like that was flushed out, or till I was shown that it was flushed out, I just felt like everything was just perfect. And just to see, my brother in position, Pharrell still in position, and, me being where I needed to be and to be able to come back, like, it's really a no-brainer. I feel like it's ordained, and I feel like it's time.
Ironically, that word ordained, who was it that said that? Devi Dev came onto the platform and she said that about Kendrick, that he had an anointment on him. These are folks that are creating art. They're not just making songs. They're not just penning hits and then clocking out. These are folks who are leaving pieces and strands of their DNA into their music, who are really attempting to talk to people who probably felt like artists in terms of this new era have not attempted to talk to them, but through them. A lot of artists these days only talk to be heard. That's many artists. We all talk to be heard, but I'm talking about from like a very self-serving, listen to me, my story is so much more important than what you can relate to in my story. And I think that Clipse come from a very special era where that was the expectation upon entering the building, upon entering the art craft, not the industry, entering the art craft. You came into here with the expectation that if this music did not bleed you, you're doing something wrong. If it doesn't bleed your personality, if it doesn't bleed your ethics, if it doesn't bleed your philosophies, if it doesn't talk for a group of people, you're doing it wrong. Now, so much mediocre shit has been celebrated. And it's not like no amazing music happened. A lot of amazing music did happen. But the stuff that got highlighted, the stuff that got pushed to the forefront, got celebrated even when it was so self-serving that it really didn't serve anybody except for the person that was trying to go after those chart numbers or the person that was going after whatever selfish goals that they had. It's so comforting. It's so it's dope, man, to hear music that cares more about someone than just yourself. That's what I'm hearing from this, though. That's what I'm hearing. Music should make you feel this way. At least hip hop music should make you feel this way when it's done right.
And this album, just listening to it, and to know that there is nothing like it, to know that when you listen to a Clipse album, it's a lot you can walk away with. Mm-hmm. You should see growth. You're seeing Clipse in real time. You're seeing experience, life. You're not looking at a group trying to keep up with any trend or anything. It's just true to life. Like Pharrell said, autobiography, for sure.
Everybody was trying to figure out how that was gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that it was the complete opposite. It's actually one of the most special parts of this album is you telling that story and the revelations of your experiences and you being generous enough to share that with everybody and share that and take everybody on the journey. Like, you guys don't know, like, and we sat back and we knew everyone was trying to figure that out, but that was the cool thing. That's what we used. We used it.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually the coolest part of the whole album. This guy fucking seen it. Like, he has seen the whole journey. So you guys are gonna see this movie.
To me, the music's always gonna be good. Like, we know that part. Mm-hmm. But what I appreciate about this situation more than anything is, like, actually being able to turn my back, knowing that somebody got my back. And, you know, whichever way I turn, like, it ain't been like that.
Knowing people love you, man.
Yeah.
You know, I get that energy, and maybe it's something that hasn't been spoken out loud, at least not in a public way. But the way that you see, it makes the question that Charlamagne asked about Pusha T. He looks comfortable. He looks comfortable. I get what it is in that it's not that he was uncomfortable. Wherever he goes, he seems like to be the type of individual, the type of grown man that if I get in this room, I will be comfortable. I will remove myself out of this room if they try to make me feel otherwise. But I do get the sense that all three of them have gone through journeys where you know, it would have probably been a lot easier to maneuver them if they were as close as they once were at one point in time. And I don't know what the dynamics of this is. I'm just assuming. Pharrell's obviously doing a lot of things with Louis Vuitton. Pusha T obviously went and did his solo career and, you know, his work with good music. Malice went and did things in the Christian hip hop space. It's one thing to be connected as brothers and human beings and as friends and as family. It's another thing to be created, to be connected on a creative and spiritual level. And I'm looking at all three of them. I'm looking at Pharrell. Pharrell don't seem like nobody that you know what I'm saying, cause anybody no issues, but seeing the way that you know, the Canadian guy attempted to you know, smear his name and kind of try to do some bully tactics on him, and you know, saying all this weird shit about melting down chains. Seeing the way that Pusha T and Malice dealt with their music getting censored and dealt with label issues that probably felt very reminiscent of early label issues that they had or they've always had with other projects. They all needed each other. And you looking at this project and it feels like everybody had each other's back. And not once do I listen to this project and I'm like, damn, somebody was afraid to be honest in the room. Everything sounds like they had no hesitation to let somebody know that ain't gonna work, that ain't gonna do it. I love that.
That's all I'm saying.
For a long time.
You gotta, like, it's gotta be that. It needs people. You need to feel loved and appreciated. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason why I love this as much as I do, because I feel that appreciation. You know, and because of that motivates me to like show up and kill everybody in the room. You know, that's what they asked me to do. That's what I'm here to do.
Let God sort them out.
Yeah.
One other point, Pusha T dealing with that terrible leadership of Kanye West, who he said was the worst. That was terrible leadership. Kanye was the one that was in charge of the production duties for Pharrell, or for Pusha T. And now you get Pharrell that's like, man, you know what this feels like? It's like, them people did what? Man, you should just come on to me. You should just came to me. Like, come on. Let me come over here where you're going to get taken care of. It's like being embraced back home with family. You go out into this world looking for family and other people and realize you only got one family, right? It may not be the same situation for everybody, but I hear it. I hear it in their voices. It's like switching barbers, said Kyle Fisher. You come back there with that bowl cut. Shit ain't really a fade. That shit is a hell of a bowl cut. You line up, push back to the back of your Stephen A. Smith, and then, I said your Stephen A. Smith, push to the back of the depths of your Stephen A. Smith just to sit back in that chair, and you like, help me. Just shake his head, and he like, all right. You know you messed up, though. You should have came to me to begin with. I know, man. I just want to try something different. Over there going to Kanye's barber.
Amen.
Oh, man. Round of applause for the Clipse. Round of applause. Round of applause for Rock Nation. Once you ask me if I'm getting any Rock Nation checks, ain't none of them cleared, because you see my videos ain't getting cleared. I just want a video clear. I don't need no check. I love what y'all are doing. I love the direction that they're pushing the conversation. I don't even care. And I heard somebody try to make an argument. All of this stuff that Jay-Z doing is selfish because it's just setting the world up so that he's able to deliver his solo album. So? Rock Nation right now is showing you how profitable lyricism can be. Rock Nation is showing you, Jay-Z is showing you how profitable high-end art from hip-hop can be on one of the biggest stages in the Super Bowl. So? Oh no, we're gonna get a Jay-Z album? Oh no. What? Have you seen the shitstorm that this has been? Have you seen who would you rather this be in the hands of? And why do you trust them so much? What have they shown you that shows any kind of dignity, any kind of respect for the craft, respect for the game? This, you can't tell me nothing about no Jay-Z. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear shit. You can't tell me nothing about no Jay-Z. Because seeing the way that this played out, I've never thought we would see a time. A year ago, I did not see us doing a damn near 3 hour stream about the Clipse. And I don't even know how many people is in here, but however many is in here, I did not anticipate this being something 400 something people. I did not anticipate 700 something people. I didn't anticipate that. And that you would be engaged and you would be into the conversation and it wouldn't be just me telling you about the good old days. We're talking about fresh Clipse music. We're talking about one of the highest selling rap tours, duo tours, whatever you want to call it. You got somebody out there that be rapping his ass off, selling out stadiums across the world in Kendrick. You got the Clipse in after a 14-year hiatus where most rappers don't get a second chance. Do you fucking get what you hear what I said? Most rappers don't get a second chance in the industry. You know how big of an artist you have to be to even get an opportunity to play this game again. They're getting a better press run than they probably got back when that was the norm. Because there's more platforms for them to access. Some of these journalists were employees of other companies. Now they're running their own shit and they can return favors that maybe the Clipse gave to them or whatever, vice versa. We're in a different world now, man. Like, do not take this for granted. If you enjoy the music, play the shit out of it. If you think it's decent, okay, that's good. Support what's going on here because it's going to open up the doors for somebody that may be more in line of somebody that you're a fan of. Hell, this might get Andre 3000 back out here rapping. Let's not go too far, Curtis. I don't know, but they're showing an example of what it means. Just because you get older in hip hop doesn't mean you have to lose your style. They've showed that, and every time they've showed up and popped out, they've shown you this is what it looks like to age like fine wine. You don't have to rap like you did in the good old days to be relevant. You don't got to rap like what the kids are doing. All those are dated strategies that have not found much success for even the legends in this game. They just showed you a new blueprint of how to do this, of how to age gracefully in your art, even if you don't rap. I just say rap because of how ageism focused it is, how much ageism exists in this genre. Year by year, these things start to get debunked. Nas is another one that did that. Debunked. Even if you're not a fan of the individual artist, understand that this is bigger than the artist. This is something that has to happen for the culture. It has to happen for those of us that are grateful for this high-end art that deserves to be put in museums, that deserves to be put behind some kind of exclusivity that not everybody should have the access to, in my opinion. They don't know what to do with this fine art. Everybody shouldn't have a Basquiat inside their home. But you are lucky enough to have that. Killer Mike is another one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like the OGs of this game are outside. And they're not just outside to say they outside. They're here adding legitimate classics to their discography in year 20 plus or in their late 30s. Let it happen. And it doesn't mean if this happens, the music that you loved so much, or you say you loved, even though you won't pay for it, that vibe music that you won't pay for, you love it so much, it doesn't mean it's going to disappear. It just means that the game gets restored a bit of balance that it needed. And Clipse, man, the way that they've done this, masterful. I can't do nothing but just give the utmost props to what they're doing. It is worth this 3-hour stream. DIYers, man, oh man. How you feeling about the album? Do you think the rollout matched the music? What's up, Tone? Do you think the rollout matched the music that they deliver? What is your favorite song? Leave something down there below in the comments. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. I'm gonna read those after this outro. But thank y'all so much. Let me know, DIYers. Those are my thoughts. You let me know what you're thinking. While I still have this platform, let me just say thank you Pusha T, Malice, and Pharrell. Y'all have shown people it is possible once again. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.